Well, absolutely beautiful conditions this past week across the mountains of Japan. Actually, this is Nick, one of the snowboard instructors with Tokyo Snow Club, going through some deep powder out there on the mountains of Kagura. Actually, this is a more video. Prior to the weekend last week, we had upwards of 30 to 40 centimeters in a few areas come down, and definitely that left some absolutely fantastic conditions. Myself, actually, I unfortunately was not able to get up to the mountains last weekend. Heading out this weekend, and if you are going up with Tokyo Snow, this is a fun fact. Weekly Japan Snow Facts. I'm going to try to start this up actually here on December 15th. The snowiest town in all of Japan, with a population of over 10,000 people, is Tsunan, Niigata. This is actually located just towards the west of Yuzawa, Naeba, the Kagura area. They had an annual snowfall record of 2,000 centimeters. That is just incredible. And a snow depth record of about 416 centimeters as well. This is just an area where all the snow culminates, and it comes and it kind of funnels right into the mountains there and produces just an abundance of snow. And that is where we're already seeing, even here in 2016, above average snowfall. This is out of Yuzawa from the Japan Meteorological Agency. This blue line right here, that is 2016 thus far, with our snow depth in that purple line. That is the mean. Right now we are up and over 60 centimeters, about 50 to 60 centimeters in some of these areas. So yeah, there is plenty of snow to go around so far, and night and day from 2015, by the way. That is that light blue line. We don't even want to look at that. All right, let's take a look at the snow depth across the rest of Honshu. Actually, Kagura at the top, 120 centimeters out there for you. Naeba, you're looking at about 60 centimeters. Shikogan, 60 to 70. And back towards the west, 80 to 100 centimeters at the top of the Alps out there, and Hakuba, even more than that in a few little areas. The Hakuba is kind of hard to tell on the snow depth because it varies drastically from resort, lower elevations, higher elevations, especially this early in the season. The big thing you want to take away from it is that there's a lot of snow. Same thing with Hokkaido, by the way. Kiroro and Niseko and the lower elevations, you're looking at about 80 centimeters, nearly a meter of snowfall. A meter of snowfall, though, in the higher elevations, 2 meters, I should say, at Niseko in Kiroro. If you find yourself in Hokkaido, you'll be in some areas where if you fall all the way somehow to the base, you might be having a hard time breathing. It's going to be snorkeling in a few areas out there. More snow in the forecast, by the way. Fantastic, fantastic news. Okay, this is today, actually, Friday. 8 a.m., or excuse me, that should say Wednesday at 8 a.m. We have a low pressure area tracking just off the coastline of Japan, but that's going to continue to track off there towards the north and towards the east, and that classic sea effect snowfall is really going to be setting up heading into Thursday. Friday, very high winds. Actually, we're going to be seeing some pretty strong winds coming in across the Sea of Japan. It's actually even caused a fishing boat to overturn here today on Wednesday because of the winds that were gusting about 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. It also fuels up some pretty heavy snowfall, though. It's that cold air over these warmer waters just slamming the mountains. If you are in Tokyo, though, by the way, it's going to stay dry, but there are lots of heavy snow to be had in some of these areas. And I think that total accumulations could top half a meter for some of you throughout the entire weekend. Especially into Niigata and some of those higher elevations, Sunan included, and also over towards Nagano, Tohoku as well. On Morita, you could be seeing some pretty good snowfall, especially by Saturday morning. Main reason for that, those higher winds kind of drift a little bit further back towards the north, so that snow is going to taper off first into the Hakuba area, then into the afternoon hours up there towards Hokkaido, and by Sunday, a much different picture. We're going to be looking at clearing conditions. Still westerly winds, but that temperature gradient's not there as strong, so some clearer skies across most of Japan heading into Sunday. So some good news there if you do want to have a romp around in the sun, if you will. Take a look at the 3-day forecast out here. Oh, first I want to show you the snow outlook heading through Sunday and pretty much of Japan, as I mentioned. It's going to be looking at some heavy stuff. Even over towards Shikoku, we might see some. And also in the Fukuoka in Kyushu, you might see your first snowfall of the year into Friday. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how potent this next cold surge is going to be with those persistent northwesterly winds. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Snow showers on Friday there in Kagura, as I mentioned. You're going to be looking at plenty of the snow. Temperatures are also going to be on the cold side, minus 11, but we're looking at some gusty winds, so minus 27. By Saturday, temperatures will be relatively warmer, but not that much. Actually, Sunday is going to be much warmer with those clear skies. That's basically being optimistic, minus 4, but I think at times it could get above the freezing point, especially during the max daytime on the sun-facing slopes out there. So something to really keep in mind if you are out there in the mountain. You might want to dress in layers, but have a pack with you in case you need to take one off. Yeah, that's all for today's update, though. I am doing this on Wednesday. Probably why my dates were a little screwy. I am doing this on Wednesday, actually heading up to Avalanche course this weekend in Hakuba, something I highly recommend if anybody plans on doing any backcountry across Japan. Japan, you might think, oh, it's not avalanche prone. There's a lot of places where there avalanches could take place. Anytime you go in the backcountry, it is dangerous too. You should have that course under your belt. And the other thing is there's just many other obstacles. It's a good course. It's my little Christmas present to myself. All right, guys, that is all for today, though. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, me just rambling on here, post them down in the comment box below. And as always,